So my name's Anton, and I teach K through 8, like all the grades, and I'm actually teaching Mandarin Chinese right now. And so that's the subject that I've been teaching for like about a year now. Sure. So I'm originally from California. I love to travel. I studied anthropology at ASU. So I love to learn about different cultures. I love studying different languages. So this opportunity was actually perfect for me. I've lived abroad in Rwanda in Africa and in India as well. I love to write. So I worked on like fiction writing primarily. And what else? I'm very active in my faith community. And I think that's about it. That wraps it up pretty well. So my previous job, I was working with autonomous vehicles, and I always thought that I would work in education. I had so many people growing up throughout my life tell me, you would be a good teacher, you would be a good teacher. And I did find that I enjoyed teaching other people anything that I knew. And so I decided to do subbing because I knew that it would give me the opportunity to have access into a classroom and kind of test it out, get my feet wet, and see what grade levels I would prefer, what subjects I would prefer teaching. And so I thought subbing was a fantastic opportunity. And also I had a friend who worked in subbing previously throughout various schools in the Valley. And she also highly recommended subbing. So that's how I got into it myself. So Scoot was one of the primary ones that was hiring in my area. That was one of the first reasons. And also the pay was competitive with Scoot, and they were really responsive when I applied. And I also applied to a couple of other agencies, but they weren't as responsive as Scoot was. And also Scoot, like I said, it had access to schools that were nearby. Like most of the job sites that I've worked at are pretty close, including the current one that I'm subbing at. So that's why I chose Scoot as opposed to some of the other agencies out there. I've taught with Scoot now for about a year and a half. My favorite thing, that's kind of tough because there are several things that I really appreciate about the substitute with Scoot. I would say my favorite thing would be the people who work over at Scoot. They're always very positive. They're very friendly. Like I said, they're very responsive. I can get feedback really quickly, very professional, very polite. When I've gotten sick, I've been able to very easily leave a message and they were able to take care of that for me. And yeah, just very professional, polite, responsive, and feedback really quickly. So I've not had any issues. So I would say that's probably my favorite thing working with Scoot. With my current assignment, I would say that that's a great school that I've really enjoyed working at so far. I've really been able to build a strong relationship with the other staff members, the other teachers there. Both the substitute teachers and the permanent teachers there have been really fantastic, helpful, and it's close to home. So that was also something that was very helpful to me. And also with the students, like I've been able to build really healthy, strong relationships because I'm a long-term sub with the students at that school. And so that's been a really fantastic opportunity to have as well. I would say a very challenging yet rewarding experience I've had as a sub so far was maybe like at the beginning of this school year, back in September. I was subbing for a little while. In between doing Mandarin, I was subbing for a 6th grade classroom, long term. And I would say middle school is pretty challenging. And especially that age bracket in 6th grade. And so I had some pretty challenging students in there. But, as I got to know them, one of the activities I would have them do is write in a journal in the morning, something they were grateful for, something that they were experiencing that they wanted to share. And what I got to do was I got to learn a lot about these students' lives and their challenges, their struggles in life, inside and outside of the classroom. And as I built relationships with these students, we were able to learn together. I was able to see that light bulb go off when they were reading, and we would read subject matter that was more interesting to them, their age group, maybe to their cultural background. And when they really saw that I cared about them, that I was interested in seeing them succeed, that challenging experience ended up being a very rewarding experience when I saw how receptive they were and that they actually were learning. I would tell them to make sure that they feel comfortable talking to the other teachers who are there, both substitute teachers, long-term sub, and of course the permanent teachers. So for example, if they're in sixth grade, they could walk next door and talk to the other sixth grade teachers, ask them for the phone number to the office, ask them for the phone number to maybe the dean if necessary, and of course to the phone numbers of their partner teachers on that floor or in that grade level, because those other teachers are generally going to be very helpful, be able to provide them with resources, with classroom materials, with guidance, with removal of maybe a student that needs to take a break, go to another classroom. So I would say that would be my number one tip and advice for new sub, and also not to feel intimidated or afraid to ask for help from the principal or from the vice principal or any staff for that. I would say definitely give it a try and go for it. There are so many different types of schools that have a different experience, and there's so much to learn, and it is very rewarding. I've learned so much working with students from various age groups, and Scoop affords you the opportunity to work with not only different schools and different environments, but different grade levels, right? You're not restricted to kinder or first or second or sixth, seventh, eighth. I personally learned that I like to work with the younger kids. Some people will learn that they like to work with the older kids, but either way, you have that opportunity and you will learn, you will grow as a person, as an individual, as a professional. It will give you so much fulfilling experience and the flexibility. So that's what I would say. So I would highly recommend someone go ahead and give it a try. Rewarding. I would just say it's just been such a pleasure working with Scoop. Flexibility has been amazing, and I would highly recommend it, especially millennials and Gen Z, but even baby boomers, whoever. If they're looking for something new, they're looking to try a new experience and learn and grow, then I would say they definitely should give it a try.